Good afternoon, my friends. It's 5:10. It's Friday. But before ending the day, I have a great topic for all of you. So, if you don't know who I am, Carlos Vargas, my name is known across Latin America, not because of me. There's a lot of Carlos Vargas. But my friends, I work in technology, and as a lot of my friends know, podcasting is something really big in 2020, and a lot of people are working on it. I have several executives that I work with, and one of the questions that I get asked a lot is what tools should I use? And there is a myriad of tools that you can use for your podcast. So the first thing that I'm going to ask you is that if you're listening to me, let me know where you're listening from. Let me know if the volume is okay or not, because we're going to be playing with different levels, and I'm going to take you from zero to a full episode of how you can record your podcast, adding music, doing fadings, and all that kind of stuff. So, my friends, first thing is that there's a great tool that a lot of you probably know is called Audacity. And there's the competition that is Audition. So what is the difference? It's not just that one is free and the other one is paid. Audacity is on its own a full tool that you can do your full production, and that's what we're going to be using today. Audition, I covered last year. I will do another episode later on. But if you are creating videos on the Adobe Suite, then your tool is Audition because you can integrate the whole thing. So let me share here my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. So here I have a basic episode, and I'm going to go step by step, but I want to show you, like, on a cooking show, that they show you first the end result and then they cook it. So here's what we're going to end up creating. Hello, and welcome to the best podcast in the world. This is your host, Carlos Vargas, and it's a pleasure to have you here with us. So you see, right away, what we're going to be creating is that we're going to create different tracks so you can put your audio. You're going to record your voice, then we're going to mix it, okay? So let me close this, and I see a couple of people connecting. I see my beautiful wife in there. So let me say, I'm going to start with a new project on Audacity. And like with every application, you have the option to create your file. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new track. Okay. Add new stereo track. And when I have it in here, the first thing that you have to choose is your microphone that you're going to choose. If you have multiple microphones, like in my case, you can pick from your different microphones. And all that you have to do is click this record. If you have a Mac, I'll put a link to a video that I did about a week or two ago in how you can get Audacity working on your Mac, because Mac OS X Catalina changed some security settings, and it doesn't allow you to record unless that you do the changes that I show on that video. So I'll link that to this video when I finish. But it's the same interface. So all that you have to do is that you're going to record first the voice. So we're going to do the intro first. So let's do this. Hello, my friends. This is Carlos, and it's a pleasure to have you here with us on this podcast. So you see, I just recorded the first part of the introduction, so I can now play it. Hello, my friends. This is Carlos, and it's a pleasure to have you here with us on this podcast. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do now is that I'm going to save this so I can use it later on. I'm gonna go File, I'm gonna go Export, and I'm gonna export it as an MP3 or a WAV file. And here is the difference. I normally like to work with the full file, and that is a WAV file. That means that there's no compression, but it will use a little bit of more space. An MP3 file, gonna compress the file. So I'm gonna go here, export as a WAV file. I'm gonna go to my desktop, podcast files, intro voice.wave. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about this now. I just wanna save the file, okay? So now I have my voice created. That's the first thing. Now, I need to now mix this together with something else. So the way to do that is that I need to now add another track with the audio. And there's a lot of different sites that you can get your audio. I use one called Audio Files. And the way that you add a track on Audacity is that if you already have the audio file, you go File, then Import, and you're gonna go Audio. And from here, I'm gonna pick the file that I want, and I'm gonna import the file. And you see this is a big giant file. And one of the things that I like to work very cleanly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this audio track down so I can have this on the top. So I have now my audio on the top. And the first thing that I wanna know is what is the part of the audio that I want to use. So as you see on the screen, each track, I can mute it independently. So I'm gonna mute now what I did initially, the voice, so I can hear the music. So let me hear this. So you see, that gives me the option to listen to it. And let's say that I want to use the first 10 seconds of music. So it'll be probably something about up to here. Okay, so about up to here. So I want to select just the part of the beginning and eliminate the rest. Like with any program, all you have to do is select it and just hit delete. Now, I have the beginning of the music. So it's a little bit too high. So right here, I have my control so I can lower the volume. So I can go here and lower the volume. And about 10 seconds, I would like to remove and start fading out the music so I can put the voice. So the way that we're gonna do that is, again, we're gonna select that part and I'm gonna go to Effects, and all that I had to do, fade out. And automatically, now this song is gonna start. So you see right there, I can control how it went down. Now, what I need to do is add the voice at that point in time. So to do that, I'm gonna unmute that track so it can go blue. You see it here. And now there's a different tool in Audacity. This is select, that is the I. Now I want the one that have the two little arrows, that is a time shift. I see some of my friends, Pastor Morris connecting. So when I click that, now it allows me to move, you see, wherever I want it. So let's say that I'm gonna put it here. And I'll try it. Hello, my friends. friends, this is Carlos, and it's a pleasure to have you here with us on this podcast. So I think that the entrance is still a little bit loud, so I'm gonna, again, just lower the volume here, the gain, so I can have. Hello, my friends, this is Carlos, and it's a pleasure to have you here with us on this podcast. Okay, so let's say that I finish this intro. Okay, now that I finish this intro, all that I have to do is that I go File, Export, and I'm gonna export that file again because I want to create now the voice with the music. And again, I want to do that as a WAV file. And the reason specifically is that I'm actually want to have the full quality of that audio. So later on, when I need to level it, I don't have loss in gain on that. Okay, so I'm gonna go export as a WAV file, and now I'm gonna put this intro with music. Sorry. Okay, this will be mixed down. That means I'm gonna put voice and music together. Okay, and it's done. Now, I finished the first step for my podcast. And again, you can outsource this. You can go to Fiverr. You can get someone else. For example, some of the podcasts that I do for some of the executives, I'm the one doing the intro voice for them, and then they do their podcast. So now I'm going to create a new file because now I want to record the episode. So that step that I did, I don't have to repeat it anymore because I created my intro. What I'm going to be doing every week or whenever you're going to record is just this step. That is, I'm going to open Audacity. I'm going to create a new track. And now I'm going to have my podcast that I'm going to record. So I'm going to do that right now. So let's do that part. Well, hello guys, and it's a pleasure that you're here with us today. And today's topic is how we can leverage Audacity to create our podcast. It's an extremely simple tool that we can use to create the podcast. And then we can mix it, match it, and do everything else that we can do for our podcast. And again, your topic, we're going to be your topic, and I will share later on different tips on how to clean the audio board. What I want to do is create it so you can see the whole process. And again, I have now this. Well, hello guys, and it's a pleasure that you're here with us today. And I don't want to have this silence, but one of the key things is that you want to have enough space so if you need to clean it, you have it. So I'm going to save everything. Again, export. It's a WAV file. Podcast episode 1. Okay. Now, I have now all the pieces that I need so I can create my full episode. So let's put them all together. So let's close everything else that we have. Okay. I like to be simple and clean. Okay, I'm gonna close everything else. Now, I need to add 2 tracks in here because I want to have my intro with the music and the podcast episode that I recorded. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna import first the audio from that I did the intro with the music. So I'm gonna go here, intro with music that I recorded. So we can see it here. Hello, friends, this is Carlos, and it's a pleasure to have you here with us on this podcast. Okay, so I did file 1. Now I'm gonna import my actual podcast episode. Here it is, podcast episode 1. Now, remember that I show you that we have then the way to shift. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click here the time shift tool. That is the one that have the 2 arrows. I'm gonna take this file here and I'm gonna move it. Okay, and what I'm gonna do, I already heard the entrance. So I'm gonna move my cursor. You see that on the top, there's a little green triangle. I'm gonna touch in there on this podcast. Well, hello guys, and it's a pleasure that you're here with us today. So you see, right there, I timed where I wanna do my intro and where I want the actual episode, okay? So now that I have these 2 pieces together, I just have to repeat the same step that I did before. That was file, export. I want to export it first as a WAV file. So full episode with intro. And it's going to tell me that it's going to mix it. Now, when I'm going to do this export, you see that it brought all this information. This information came from the music that I downloaded from the website, but this is not their, I don't want their information, I want my information. So right here, the first thing that I will do, if there's any information in here, I'm gonna go clear, okay? Because I don't want none of their information. I want mine, or in your case, yours. You don't wanna put my information for you. So you're gonna put here, Vargas, track title. This will be an example. The title of your episode. So podcast title. And here, podcast name. And again, you can put a track name and an example. If you're doing, let's say, an audiobook or a CD, you can have multiples of them. So this will be like track 1, or you can put 1, 2. The year. And this is actually very important because when you export this also as an MP3 file, you will have this information in there. You can put here podcast and any comment that you want. There's something that I will discuss in a different episode. That is how you create metadata. That is information that you put into a file. And you can add more information. But for now, I'm just going to keep this in here. And you click OK. And now my file was just created. So I can now go and open this. So let me just go and open so I can see it. Podcast files. Okay. So I have full intro with episode. So I'm going to double click. Hello, my friends, this is Carlos, and it's a pleasure to have you here with us on this podcast. Well, hello, guys, and it's a pleasure that you're here with us today. And today's topic is how we can leverage Audacity to create our podcast. So you see right there, I have a full audio file, but this audio file right now is on a WAV file. Like I mentioned, when you look at the file, the big thing is that this file that was only like about 1.5 minutes is 7 megs. And the reason for that is that it's not compressed. So now what can we do so we can do this as a smaller file? So when you upload it to your website, to your podcast environment, it will be as small as possible. And the reason is that audio, you want it to be small so it can go easy. We're going to repeat the same step to export it, but we're going to choose a different format. Export MP3. And when I export it, I'm gonna go podcast episode with music. And I'm gonna hit save. I'm gonna mix it down. Now you see that it kept the information that I did on the first file. Now I can hit OK. And now my file was created here. And you see now the difference. And I want you to see it because for that reason I named them differently so you can see it. Here's an MP3 file. And it's 900K. That means very small. Over a cell phone line, somebody will download that file fairly easy. This file, same exact content, is about 8 times the size. So that's why you save it originally as an as a WAV file. So if you need to record it later into a CD or use it somewhere else, you have the full file. Then you save it as an MP3. So you then actually can upload it and be a simple option. Then you see that there are details of the file that was the metadata that we created. So right here is saying the title, who's the contributing artist, the album of it, the year, the genre, and all that information that we input into that environment. My friends, there you have it. How to leverage Audacity to record and edit your podcast completely from start to finish. So my friends, if you have any other questions, please let me know.